Good afternoon, everybody. Everybody missed the rehearsal yesterday. Good afternoon, everybody. All right, everybody all coffeeed up and everything. Welcome to the second annual Pitch360. We're bringing it back for the second year. You're going to hear 360 pitches. So you guys, hopefully, you've got your coffee and you're very. I'm just kidding. You look terrified. There's no 360 pitches. There are 24 companies that are going to be pitching across 8 categories in fintech, and they're here to win 10,000 pounds in prizes. So you're going to be in for a treat. I got a chance to see a few of these organizations in rehearsal. Super impressive. You're going to learn a lot and hopefully experience a lot. We have an amazing panel of judges, which we'll get to in a second. And also, you guys, there's going to be close to 700 people here with the power to decide the winner of each category. So first and foremost, please make sure you've downloaded the IFGS app. That is how you will vote. Each category has 3 startups pitching. They're going to go consecutive orders. They'll have 6 minutes to pitch their product and show you what they're up to. At 6 minutes, if they are about to go over, they will hear this noise. Or not. They'll just hear silence from you guys. It'll be just blinks and crickets. Do we have crickets here? Thank you. Apparently, I went over time, so there you go. And then you guys will be asked to vote via the app. You'll have 1 minute after our judges have some questions with these individuals. So again, download the app. Make sure when you enter the password, it is IFGSLDN, all caps. 20, oh, that's it. I'm giving you fake passwords. And then each category winner will then be invited back on stage for a final Q&A, and just before the overall winner is chosen. So we're going to get started pretty soon, but first, let's introduce our amazing panel of judges. First, I got to start with the ladies first. Catherine Wines, the executive director and co-founder of World Remit. Andre Brazovianu. Let me do that again. Brazovianu. There we go. Sorry, we tried this earlier, didn't we? And I had it. Bipin Sani, EVP of Innovation at Wells Fargo. Henry Richaud, founder of Ritmer Ventures. And Dejan Kuselovic, Global Head of FinTech Enabling at Intel Corporation. And of course, we want to thank Intel for being our glorious sponsor for today. A few things to think about as you are going through your judging and your decision making as individuals and as judges. Few categories that we're looking at. Disruption. Are they truly disrupting their industry, and to what extent? The potential for growth, impact, locally, globally, markets. How big of a size is their market that they can capture? Is it a new market that they're entering? Is it one that's untapped? Innovation, is there a real problem that's being solved? And how is the technology that they've developed addressing that issue? And finally, the team. Are they skilled and experienced and well-versed in their category of interest? So you guys ready? Yes? One more round of applause for the judges because they're so awesome. Despite my butchering of names, my apologies. Let's get started. First category is banking and enterprise solution. Now, with this, we're looking at startups that are innovating and enhancing the needs of organizations as a whole rather than individuals. So keep that in mind as you're thinking about the consumer experience. Innovation solutions for departments across banks to reduce cost, increase efficiency, or enhance the user experience. And then finally, according to DBR research, the most important trend and strategic priority for retail banking in 2018 is removing friction from the customer journey. So how easy of a journey will that customer have in making that transaction? So without further ado, I'm going to bring out a few of our startups. Felicia Meyerowitz-Singh from Akoni. You guys can get up and dance if you want to. Pavel Swaffer from Hedgewiz Pure Risk Management. And Lisa Terzeman from Saltedge, Inc. Now you guys all heard the rules, yes? 6 minutes each. That's technically my clicker. I bought it here all the way from Los Angeles. So please leave it on the stage when you're done. 6 minutes each, then there's going to be a brief Q&A with the judges. And Felicia, are you ready? All right, time starts now.
Businesses currently waste significant time and billions in cost reallocating products as and when they require this for their company and their life stage. This is because of the major inefficiencies in the entire process of acquiring these financial products. Now, imagine if there was a platform that could automatically prompt the company or enterprise as and when either the business circumstances change or the market products change. This is our vision at Akoni. Good afternoon. I'm Felicia, the CEO. At Akoni, we have initially focused on the most neglected products, that is, deposits. In the UK, businesses control more than 300 billion in cash, and that is mid-sized businesses earning very little in the way of either returns or tools from their banks. I previously had this issue when working in the London market, and myself and my colleagues became very disillusioned. An average small corporate loses 50,000 a year, and an average small professional firm $250,000 a year due to not reallocating their cash as and when products and rates change. What do businesses and companies do now? Mainly nothing. Cash is not optimized due to three major reasons. The first is issues around forecasting their own liquidity and product requirements. The second is lack of transparency in the market for corporate, charities, and SME products. And the third is the long time periods for governance, board approvals, and AML onboarding. Akoni provides a solution to this problem. We take a process that lasts up to 150 days, sometimes longer for those of you with experience of this, and reduce it to 1 to 3 days, using a combination of data innovation and financial structuring. We provide our platform direct to businesses and on a white label basis to banks. Our current focus is on the UK market, where we are FCA regulated with a number of banking partners and working with a few banks on a white label basis. We see this as a major untapped opportunity for banks to service this market. Banks themselves have significant pressures in the form of a perfect market storm. We all talk about open banking and the opportunity, but in addition to that, there are major pressures on the liquidity side of a bank's balance sheet following Basel III's new liquidity rules, in addition to Brexit and ring fencing, creating both challenges and opportunities in the corporate market.
Akoni helps businesses.
Oh, I'm playing a video demo.
Sorry. Akoni Hub is FCA authorized, and you can securely and easily create deposits with our trusted business banking partners, including Barclays, Metro Bank, and Aldermore. Our simple platform lets you create accounts and manage your money without the hassle or paperwork. You can choose from multiple products that fit your requirements and use Fitch Solutions financial implied ratings to select your risk profile. You can create one account or different types of accounts with different banks, all in one place. You can also use our platform to track existing third-party accounts that you haven't opened with Akoni. We do the hard work for you. So managing your deposits and maximizing the returns on your cash is super easy. When you have finished modeling your deposits, simply click Open Deposit to complete our simple onboarding process. Once your account is live, it couldn't be easier to open your planned deposits. We also provide smart tools such as sector-based analytics and a bank relationship management portal for product prompts and recommendations. So with Akoni, you can make the most of your cash and manage all your deposits in one place. Visit our website to find out more.
At Akoni, what we do is we match two changing circumstances using our algorithm and analytics, the business's cash balance and cash forecast, and the market and the changing products. We continuously overlay the complexity by adding other data sources, but delivering a simple solution to the business. For instance, for an investment mandate and risk rating requirements, we partner with Fitch in terms of the financial ratings. We also provide board reports and have a range of other data sources that increase the solution for businesses. The competitive landscape is extremely fragmented. At the top end, you have treasury management systems, typically focused on global multinationals, and at the bottom end, small accounting platforms. There's nothing that services the mid-market and links these particular companies to relevant financial products on an automated basis. In addition to the traction mentioned, we have a range of distribution partners, and we've been named in the BBVA Top 10 Fintechs for Companies and have an ABN AMRO pilot. We have a very powerful team of innovators and bankers, and are now 14, and building it out further with a combination of experience delivering solutions to both banks as well as to SMEs. We are here because we believe that there's a fundamental shift in the way businesses bank. If you do too, please come and see me afterwards.
Great job. Thank you, Felicia. And that was 2 seconds. Like, I was looking at the clock, 2 seconds. Very good. Pavel, are you ready? How are you feeling?
Yes.
You feeling good? All right. You want to growl a little bit? No, just don't worry about that. So your time begins now.
Thank you. Hello, my name is Pavel Soifer, and I'm co-founder and CEO of Hedgewiz. Prior to starting Hedgewiz, I was a financial consultant, helping corporate, public and private companies to mitigate the currency risks. I have met hundreds of financial directors looking for a solution. Although today a lot of companies are involved in international trade and exposed to the market fluctuations, but the management is still lacking of a solution and the experience in that field. As a result, they approach banks and personal advisors looking for a solution. This is how the idea of Hedgewiz was created. Hedgewiz is a web-based platform that helps financial directors to mitigate their currency exposures. It also helps banks to enhance their value proposition in that field to their corporate customers. Just to emphasize the problem, I'm sure that all of you are aware of it, the FX markets are the most volatile market in the world. It can easily move companies from profits to loss and certainly hurts their ability to forecast and plan. Just as an example, UK exporter to US with a net profit margin of 20% was impacted by 10% increase in the value of pound during the last 12 months. That means up to 50% less in their net profits. This is a huge problem, really. And in order to solve this problem, financial directors are looking for the comprehensive approach that will help them to manage currency risk and tailor the solution for their specific business needs and business models, and they help them to save time and also to allow them to focus on their core business issues. Most of the electronic solutions available nowadays are all focused on the execution of hedging transactions. Financial directors approaching their banks and brokers are provided with a new hedging tool that they are able to execute. But if you think about a company that is looking to solve the core issue of the risk, they probably will have a different approach. They will, first of all, collect data and understand the impacts. They will afterwards set the policy. They will implement it ongoingly and then report to the management. And this is exactly where Hedgewiz fits in. Our AI-based algorithm helps the financial director to identify the exposure and understand the impacts. It then helps them to tailor the strategy that will fit their exact business case in order to manage currency risks. Afterwards, our dashboard creates the ongoing insights in order to make sure that the policy is implemented by the financial management of the company. It also integrated with the online execution platform and allows them seamless execution of the hedging transaction. And the last part, we also provide all needed reporting in terms of management and accountancy needs. This is the only end-to-end solution for the corporate management in the field of currency risk management. And as category says, it creates a win-win opportunity for banks and corporate clients. For the corporations, we allow them and help them to build much better visibility and create them a comprehensive approach for the currency risk management. It will allow them to profit from a new business opportunity while mitigating the risk in keeping their bottom line protected. The banks that will white label our solution will be able to approach the market with a whole new value to their customers and enhance their current value proposition of e-trading platforms. We are also able to white label it to bank, as I have already mentioned. And the last and most important part, that banks are currently providing these types of services to enterprises customers, but our scalable solution will help them to approach a mass market with the same level of value. The market potential is huge. There are hundreds of thousands importers and exporters worldwide that are able and are looking for a solution of that type. Our team has in common more than 50 years of experience in FX markets and currency risk management, both from Israel and UK, working with public and private companies already. We also have a significant experience in software development. We are currently based in Israel with an offices in London as well. In terms of traction, we have white labeled our solution to the largest Israeli consultancy firm in currency risk management. They have public and private companies that use it on a daily basis. We have already made a very successful pilot with the largest Israeli bank in that field, and currently under a commercial negotiation with them. We are making several pilots with the FCA-regulated payment service providers here in London. We are recently graduated from Citibank Accelerator Program in Tel Aviv, and also building a number of partnerships with local business and financial advisory firms. In our vision, we're going to build an integrated solution that will integrate and get information from the business software that is already available of the companies, different CRM systems, ERP systems, TMS systems, and will fill the gap of information between those systems and the execution platforms. Just imagine that financial director will be able to get an online insights regarding new exposures, new information, with the options to hedge those exposure, and then they will also be able to seamlessly execute hedging transactions. Thank you. It was Hedgewiz.
Great job, Pavel. Thank you. Lisa, you feeling good?
Always ready.
All right, always ready. That's a very bold statement. Good job. Well, if you are ready, then your time begins now.
Thanks. Hi, everyone. I'm Lisa from Saltedge, and today I'd like to present our financial API platform for PSD2 and open banking. You're probably seeing or thinking like, hey, PSD2, open banking, innovation, again, these buzzwords. But what's actually happening in the industry itself? We can already see that there are multiple standards happening all over Europe. We have open banking in the UK, we have STAT in France, Berlin Group in Germany. There is a couple of consortiums happening all over the place, and there is even some big banking groups like Erste, for example, which developed their own standard. And there are just about 6,000 financial institutions all over Europe, which means that some of them are maybe going to join a standard, some of them are going to provide their APIs in-house, or some will even just make the basic compliance because they have to do it free of charge and there will be no APIs in the place. So how can we talk about innovations and companies being able to provide better services if it's almost impossible to connect to all of them? As just a starting fintech company, or even a bank, a big one, they will need to create a huge infrastructure in order to be able to provide such services and make the connection actually happening. This is exactly how we developed our Saltedge centralized API layer, which enables any player to get access and hands-on the open banking itself. We've started our journey even before the open banking was well known. We started in 2013 in Canada, and we've expanded so far into 60 countries, and we are covering over 2,600 banks. We have also our own office in London and one in Chisinau, and we expanded our team to 65 people so far. How do we do the connections on their own? First of all, we are, of course, connecting via APIs, but we also use direct access to the banks or use screen scraping in order to get the data. Once we have the data enabled within our APIs, we also add enrichment services on top of that, so our customers can benefit from categorization, enrichment services, or financial health check to provide even better services to own customers. And with all of that experience, we've also understood that for the banks, as some of our clients requested, it's very hard to actually build an API if they have no clue how to do it. So for smaller banks, we are actually enable them to embrace the PSD2 compliance requests and provide them with a PSD2 compliance solution. From the back end, they would just need to implement a small connector while the entire flow with third parties is being taken care of by us. In this regard, we are providing the ISP and PSP channels for third parties. We do their initial verification. We provide them with a testing environment. And the only thing that the bank will have to do is to simply press a live button once they are ready. Besides that, the solution comes with a strong customer notification to meet the RTS requirements as well. We've used the decoupled model as we find it the most user-friendly for the customers. It allows to link the third parties as well as authorized payments initiated by the PSP channel. Of course, to be able to monitor the system in real time, banks have access to a live dashboard from where they can see what kind of data is being exchanged with third parties, what kind of consents are being exchanged and provided by their end customers, and report fraud if something is suspicious. Our Saltedge open banking solutions work in both ways. From one side, we help banks to actually be compliant and provide those type of innovation to companies. And from another hand, we help other companies, including banks, to embrace the technology and get access to the open banking across Europe and even beyond it. We're now supporting over 1 million clients through our B2B customers. We are working with fintech companies such as MeetClio, Oval Money, Cheap Financial, to larger financial institutions such as Exact or CRIF, to bigger banks such as Societe Generale, BBVA, and so on and so far. We are here to actually ensure that the open banking will provide that level of innovation and technologies for all the customers in the space. We are now heavily recruiting on our business side. We've raised initially our $3 million from Canada, and we are now looking forward to another round of investment at the end of this year. So if you find the platform interesting or you'd like to learn more, please approach me later on, let's get started. Thank you for your attention.
The always ready Lisa Terzeman. And welcome back. You okay, Felicia? I'll take my, this is my water you drink out of, so
yeah,
I won't be drinking out of. Anybody else want a sip?
Second time.
It's free. All right, so I'm going to turn it over to the judges. Questions. We have 3 minutes for questions for the judges.
Hello. All right. So the questions for you, how many customers do you have currently?
We have about 302 SME users.
All right.
And then we've just capitalized our regulated entity, so we're onboarding them into the regulated vehicle where they're transferring cash over.
All right, and then another question there is, you partnering with banks on one side, right? So are the banks going to use your service in the back end, or they're going to white label it? What's the plan there?
So 2 things is we actually have 2 separate trading entities. One, which is a regulated entity, so the capital is ring-fenced, and that sells direct to the banks, to the SMEs and businesses with banking partners. And the second sells it on a white label basis, where you wouldn't see Akoni's name at all. They would roll it out on that basis, and that's a software distribution model.
All right, thank you. All right, then I'll ask the next question too. Customers.
Yeah. In terms of customers,
you're based in Israel right now. You're moving here, and you're probably moving to the US, I would imagine, at some point. Probably. And you're hedging FX. I think that's a very good spot to be because there's a lot of volatile markets. We've seen that in the last few months itself. So what's the plan? How do you grow the business out of, I know you're just starting out in the UK, but then, what's the plan for growth for you?
So first of all, we focus on UK. Then we are planning to expand to EMEA, more of European market. Nordic countries are very interesting for us. And then we are going to expand to countries like Canada, Australia. Those are huge economies with a lot of exposures and currency exposures needs. And then probably US.
Thank you.
For Saltedge, do you already have a payment initiation solution, or it's all data at this point?
No, at this stage we have only aggregation services, as most of them are available during direct access. And once the PSD2 and APIs come in place for the payment initiation, we will add that on board. For now, we have aggregation services and compliance services for the banks.
All right. One more round of applause for these lovely business people.